pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
Roll call, please.
Corbin. Zupan.
Here.
Vosberg.
Here.
Moses. Jones. Walrod. Schwartz.
Here.
Wynn. Pinard. During. Here. Reuter. Cunningham. Stokes.
Here.
Stepanski.
Here.
Becker.
Here.
Kavanaugh. Here. Roberts.
Here.
Maglioka.
Here.
Du Bois. Here. 1,500 votes present.
Okay, approval of the minutes from our previous meeting. I need a motion. Motion by Mr. Cunningham, second. Second by Mr. Reuter. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay, communications reports of committees.
We got a couple copies of resolutions from a couple different counties in New York, Essex County and Cattaraugus County. And we got a financial statements report from Madison County IDA and vouchers payable report submitted by Luann Randall in the amount of $2,921,010.95.
Okay, thank you. First order of business is we have a very special birthday today. It's Paul Pete Walrod's birthday from Georgetown. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I want to thank Christine too. She did there's a cake to share with everyone. She said I had to share it. And thank you for Cindy. I made it through. I think might be the third time it's fallen on a board day, but Cindy dug it out this time and got it. So good job, Cindy. But thanks, everyone.
Okay, let's see, 11:15, we got a thing, so
Mhm.
we can do resolutions. Yes, we can do resolutions.
You have to do unfinished business.
Yeah, which will be the first resolution. Yep.
Okay, we have some unfinished business, resolution 22-187 of adopting local law number 1 for the year 2022. It was tabled by Supervisor Walrod, seconded by Supervisor Zupan at the last meeting. This is removed again by default.
What's that?
You have to ask for discussion on this because it was tabled. Nope.
Yeah. Is there any discussion on the resolution? No? Okay. Do roll call. Or no, we can do voice vote. So all in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I'm opposed.
You're opposed.
Mm.
All right, so that would just be, I have to do this. He's opposed or she votes on that. Okay, total votes is 1,220 votes in favor.
Didn't think you'd get it off that easy, did you?
Of course. Okay, and then we're gonna move to resolution number 1, resolution of appreciation. Mary Kavanaugh, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Moses. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Okay, we have 3 retirees. First one is from Employment and Training, 1987 to 2022, Susan Brown.
All right, for those that don't know, this is Susan Brown. She's been with the Employment and Training Career Center office for quite a while now. I was only one when she started there. Okay. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say anyway, but for those that don't know, Susan is really the glue that's held the office together. For those that remember Lorraine Schmidtka, she worked with Lorraine for a long time, which says a lot about Susan because I think Lorraine was a tough cookie, and Susan made it through that. I know Tom Reichel, who retired last year, always wanted to retire before Susan did, so he was successful in that. But there's a lot to the end of the business that Susan does that we take a lot of credit, or she take for granted. Exactly. Thank you, Tina. But there's a lot of financial components to this, working with federal funding, TANF funding, grant funding, keeping those things all together is very difficult. And so we appreciate all the time and effort that Susan has put into that. Chris, you're in trouble. Now you have both parents that are going to have a lot more time to keep their eye on you. So better behave. But Susan lives right here in Wampsville. We hope to see a lot more of her. And we did kind of twist her arm a little bit. She's coming back to help train the next person to take her spot, which to us is going to be a huge asset. So we appreciate that, Susan. We appreciate all your years and thank you. Now you get to talk.
It's been great, but it's time to go. I'm retiring 1 year to the day of my husband getting done. So he had 1 year of peace and quiet, and now he's got me. But thank you very much. It has not been bad. It has not been bad. So thanks again.
Want to do these guys separate or together?
Just call Joe. I don't know if they're here.
Yeah, they're here. Joe, come on up. First, we'll do one of our highway employees, 1992 to 2022. Doc Palmer. He's been a staple at the highway department for many years and he'll be truly missed.
Yeah, so Doc, come on. Doc, come on up. And Doc started actually at the county in 1992 at the solid waste department and as an auto mechanic. Worked there for about 9 years, and then he moved to the highway department for another 13 years. Also as a mechanic, and then after that, he spent another 8 years as a head auto mechanic. And he was head auto mechanic in both Wampsville and Morrisville. He was also, Doc was instrumental in helping us get our equipment and all that new stuff that we needed for our new highway shop on Brown Road in Eaton. Acquisitioned and acquired and ordered and delivered and set up and all that stuff. So we certainly appreciate all the efforts, Doc, over the years, and we'll definitely miss you. So
I was hoping I'd get a chance to just talk for a little bit. It was quite a venture that we encountered at building the new facility. It was during the COVID time, which is very, very difficult. I participated in a lot of meetings at the beginning, and then because of COVID, we kind of drifted away. But also, I want to extend a big thanks to Joe, as well as Mark and John Beckert. Mark and John Beckert were awesome on allowing us to kind of, sign our own check, you might say. They were very good in helping us get the new equipment for the facility, and it's been great. Unfortunately, we moved in October, and it's May, and I'm moving on. So it's a great facility, and I'd like to thank them for all their help that they've done. So thank you, and thank you, Madison County.
Next, our next highway employee has been here from 1998 to 2022. His name's Lamont Clark. Come on up. He's also been a staple at the Morrisville garage for many years. Mark and I had the pleasure of talking to him a couple weeks ago. We stopped in and took a look at the shop, and Monty's going to be missed. He was training a couple of new younger guys. on cutting some gears and, you know, Monty's been that kind of guy that can fix anything and with baler wire, a little duct tape, some metal, and we're good to go. So, yep.
Yes, I would second that. John actually took everything that I was gonna say about Monty, but that's okay. Anybody who's ever had any equipment repaired or worked on down in the Morrisville shop is probably familiar with dealing with Monty. He's been extremely professional and great to work with over the years, and he has been a mentor for a lot of our newer mechanics coming up through the ranks and stuff. So we're certainly going to miss him, and we wish him nothing but the best. So, Monty, would you like to?
Thank you much for allowing me to work for you, and it's been great. Thank you.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, we're moving forward with resolutions from the Government Operations Committee in the preferred agenda. Resolution number 2 is abolishing the computer games policy. Resolution number 3, abolishing the use of county telephones, pagers, facsimile, and answering machines policy. Resolution number 4 is amending the use of computer and related equipment policy. Number 5, authorizing the attendance at an out-of-state conference for emergency management. Number 6, authorizing attendance at out-of-state conference for the sheriff. Number 7 is authorizing an agreement with Bonadio for professional auditing services. Number 8 is authorizing county attorney's office to commence a lawsuit. Number 9 is authorizing chairman to execute a settlement agreement. Number 10, abolishing office assistant 3 position and creating a principal account clerk position in the planning department's workforce development division. Number 11 is creating a temporary part-time position in the planning department's workforce development position. Resolution number 12 is creating a temporary student intern position at the office of the county clerk. And resolution number 13 is creating a full-time public safety systems coordinator position in the Office of Emergency Management. Mary Kavanaugh, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Resolutions are made, seconded by Mr. Walrod. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Wynn? Bernard? During?
Aye.
Reuter? Cunningham? Stokes?
Aye.
Stepanski?
Yes.
Becker?
Aye.
Kavanaugh?
Aye.
Roberts?
Aye.
Maglioka?
Aye.
Du Bois?
Aye.
Corbin?
Yes.
Zupan?
Yes.
Bossberg?
Yes.
Moses?
Yes.
Jones?
Aye.
Walrod?
Aye.
Schwartz?
Yes.
1,500 ayes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll wait 1 minute. I got one thing. Is Paul Lutwick here? Or did he go? He was here earlier. Well, anyways, Paul, along with many of the folks out there, department heads, that have been proactive in NISAC and NACO, Paul has been elected to the president of his association. What is it, Mark?
IT Directors Association.
For the state. So that's a good thing. We've always encouraged our employees to do that. Joe's been the state association president. Mike Fitzgerald's been the state association president. We've had a couple others. And congratulations to Paul for that. So with that, we'll start our public hearing. I need a motion to open the public hearing on the Karazhak Community Development Block Grant application. So I need a motion for that, please. Motion by Mr. Moses, seconded by Ms. Kavanaugh. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay, the public hearing is now open. Is there anybody here to speak for or against the Karazhak Community Development Block Grant application? Scott's going to explain a little bit about it.
I'm here supporting the application.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. No, really quickly, there's CARES Act funding that was made available through the State Office of Community Renewal. They always require public hearings for their applications. So we worked with the IDA to come up with a grant application. We submitted our initial application review, and right now the program is on hold because they were oversubscribed as far as funding goes. So we decided to proceed with this. Our hope is that funding will become available for it in the future, but right now it seems uncertain. But if it does,
We'll be ready. Yep.
Yes, exactly. We'll be ready.
Yep.
So that's the hope.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. Anybody got any questions or anything? Okay, motion to close the public hearing. Motion by Mr. Roberts, seconded by Mr. Cunningham. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Okay.
Okay, moving forward with Finance, Ways and Means Committee's preferred agenda. Resolution number 14, authorizing agreement with Bonadio for auditing services. Resolution 15, authorizing an agreement with Bonadio to implement Gatsby 87 leases. Resolution 16, authorizing an investment account with JP Morgan and designating authorized individuals to act on behalf of the county. Resolution 17, authorizing the county treasurer and deputy county treasurer to execute an agreement with JP Morgan Securities LLC. Resolution 18, authorizing an agreement with 3+1 Company. Resolution number 19 is authorizing the refund of the 2020, 2021, and 2022 county, town, and school taxes. Resolution 20 is authorizing the disbursement of gap elimination funds to Madison County towns and villages. Resolution 21, approval of the mortgage tax report spring 2022. And resolution number 22 is directing the county attorney's office to draft legislation to allow Madison County to extend an additional mortgage recording tax. Matt Roberts, Chairman, Finance, Ways and Means Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Resolution's been made, seconded by Ms. Kavanaugh. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bernard. During.
Aye.
Reuter. Cunningham. Stokes.
Aye.
Stefanski.
Yes.
Becker.
Aye.
Kavanaugh.
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Maglioka.
Aye.
Du Bois.
Aye.
Corbin.
Yes.
Zupan.
Yes.
Vosberg.
Yes.
Moses.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Walrod.
Aye.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Win. 1,500 ayes.
Carried.
Okay, Health and Human Services Committee preferred agenda. Resolution number 23, Public Health Department approved charges and fee schedule. Resolution number 24, authorizing an agreement for the Healthy Neighborhood Program grant and modifying the 2022 adopted county budget. Resolution 25, authorizing an agreement for the Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Grant and modifying the 2022 adopted county budget. And resolution number 26, modifying the adopted 2022 county budget for drinking water enhancement grant renewal. Alex Stepanski, Chairman, Health and Human Services.
Mr. Chairman, I move the adoption of these resolutions.
Resolution is made, seconded by Mr. Bernard. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
During.
Aye.
Reuter. Cunningham.
Aye.
Stokes.
Aye.
Stepanski.
Yes.
Becker.
Aye.
Kavanaugh.
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Maglioka.
Aye.
Du Bois.
Aye.
Corbin.
Yes.
Zupan.
Yes.
Vosberg.
Yes.
Moses.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Walrod.
Aye.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Wynn. Bernard. 1,500 ayes.
Carried.
Okay, moving forward to the Planning Committee, and Resolution 30 was being pulled, my understanding. Okay. So resolution number 27, appointing a member to the Central New York Regional Planning Market Authority Board. Resolution number 28, approving an agreement with Severino Companies. Resolution 29, extending an agreement with New York State for the Old Erie Canal Local Waterfront Revitalization Program. Resolution 31, authorizing an agreement with Tucker Ray for the Main Street Energy Improvement Grant Program. Resolution 32, authorizing a subrecipient agreement between Madison County and the Utica Home Ownership Center. Number 33, authorizing a subrecipient agreement between Madison County and the Partnership for Community Development. Number 34, authorizing a contract with Madison Oneida BOCES for the 2022 Summer Youth Employment Program. Resolution 35, authorizing an agreement with Lisa Billington for a Main Street Energy Improvement Grant Program. And resolution number 36, authorization to submit a grant application for New York State Office of Community Renewal for CARES Act Community Development Block Grant Application. Cliff Moses, Planning Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Resolution's been made, seconded by Mr. Stepanski. Is there any discussion?
Go ahead.
Okay, Reuter,
Aye.
Cunningham,
Aye.
Stokes,
Aye.
Stepanski, Becker.
Aye.
Kavanaugh,
Aye.
Roberts,
Aye.
Maglioka,
Aye.
Du Bois. Aye. Corbin,
Yes.
Zupian,
Yes.
Fosberg,
Yes.
Moses,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Walrod,
Aye.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Wynn, Pinard,
Aye.
During,
Aye.
1,500 ayes.
Carried.
Criminal Justice Preferred Agenda. Resolution number 37, authorizing an agreement with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security for their use of IPAWS. Number 38, authorizing application and acceptance of grant funding for the year 2022 statewide Homeland Security Program for the State Law Enforcement Terrorism Prevention Program grant. Number 39, authorizing the application and acceptance of grant funds for the 2022 statewide and interoperable communications targeted grant program. Number 40, authorizing an agreement with New York State Office of Indigent Legal Services for 3-year distribution. Number 41, accepting grant funds with the U.S. Department of Justice for body worn camera program grant and modifying the 2022 adopted county budget. Number 42 is modifying an agreement with the Oneida City School District for the use of special patrol officers. Number 43, entering into an extension agreement with Wilmac Business Equipment Corporation for the E911 recorder upgrade. And resolutions 44 through 46 are all modifying the 2022 adopted county budget for the CAC, the Sheriff's Office, state forfeitures, and the communications E911. This is by Pete Walrod, Criminal Justice Public Safety Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Resolutions are made, seconded by Mr. Vosberg.
Cunningham,
Aye.
Stokes,
Aye.
Stepanski,
Yes.
Becker.
Aye.
Kavanaugh,
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Maglioka,
Aye.
Bois,
Aye.
Corbin,
Yes.
Zupian,
Yes.
Vosberg,
Yes.
Moses.
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Walrod,
Aye.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Wynn,
Yes.
Pinard,
Aye.
During,
Aye.
Reuter,
Aye.
1,500 ayes.
Carried.
Okay, moving forward to Solid Waste Committee. Resolution number 47, authorizing an agreement with DECRA Inspections for landfill leachate line cleaning services. Number 48, authorizing an agreement with Guider Doan of Western New York for tire transportation and disposal. And resolution number 49, entering into new standard waste disposal agreements with Palomara Properties and Putrello Building Enterprises. Jim Cunningham, Chairman, Solid Waste Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Resolutions made, seconded by Ms. Schwartz. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Stokes,
Aye.
Stepanski,
Yes.
Becker.
Aye.
Kavanaugh,
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Maglioka,
Aye.
Du Bois,
Aye.
Corbin,
Yes.
Zupan,
Yes.
Vosberg,
Yes.
Moses.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Walrod,
Aye.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Wynn,
Yes.
Bernard,
Aye.
During,
Aye.
Reuter,
Aye.
Cunningham. 1,500 ayes.
Carried.
Okay, moving forward with the regular agenda, we're doing resolution number 50, creating 5 staff social worker positions in the mental health department and modifying the 2022 adopted county budget. Mary Kavanaugh, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made, seconded by Mr. Stepanski. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify, no, we got to do roll call, please.
Stepanski,
Yes.
Becker.
Aye.
Kavanaugh,
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Maglioka,
Aye.
Boyce,
Aye.
Corbin,
Yes.
Zupan,
Yes.
Vosberg,
Yes.
Moses.
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Walrod,
Aye.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Wynn,
Yes.
Bernard,
Aye.
During,
Aye.
Reuter,
Aye.
Cunningham,
Aye.
Stokes.
Aye.
1,500 ayes.
Carried.
Okay, moving forward, resolution number 51, authorizing an agreement with Barton and LaJudas, Bill Zupan, Highway Building Grounds Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Stepanski. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried.
Okay, resolution number 52, establishing a consistent recycling strategy across county buildings, Bill Zupan, Highway Building Grounds.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made, seconded by Mr. Bernard. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Bless you, Joe.
Number 53, designating disposal of surplus county personal property that with enterprise by Dave Jones, Administration Oversight Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Reuter. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
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 Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 54, designating disposal of surplus county personal property, Dave Jones, Administration Oversight.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Wynn. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried.
Okay, resolution number 55, awarding a contract for broadband network operation to Empire Long Distance, John Pinard, McPlus Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Schwartz. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried.
Number 56, authorizing modification of the 2022 adopted county budget for capital projects. Matt Roberts, Chairman, Finance, Ways and Means Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Kavanaugh. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Corbin? Yes. Zupan?
Yes.
Vosberg?
Yes.
Moses?
Yes.
Jones?
Aye.
Walrod?
Aye.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Wynn? Pinard?
Aye.
During?
Aye.
Reuter?
Aye.
Cunningham?
Aye.
Stokes?
Aye.
Stepanski?
Yes.
Becker?
Aye.
Kavanaugh?
Aye.
Roberts?
Aye.
Maglioka?
Aye.
Du Bois?
Aye.
1,500 ayes.
Carried.
Okay, resolution number 57, authorizing modification of the 2022 adopted county budget for sheriff's office. Matt Roberts, Finance, Ways and Means Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Walrod. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Zupan,
Yes.
Vosberg,
Yes.
Moses.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Walrod,
Aye.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Wynn,
Yes.
Pinard,
Aye.
During,
Aye.
Reuter,
Aye.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Stokes,
Aye.
Dupansky,
Yes.
Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh,
Aye.
Roberts,
Aye.
Maglioka,
Aye.
Du Bois,
Aye.
Corbin. 1,500 ayes.
Carried.
All right, resolution number 58, approving the issuance of certain obligations by Madison County Capital Resource Corporation to finance a certain project for Casanova College. Cliff Moses, Planning Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Resolutions are made, seconded by Mr. Zupan. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried. Does anybody have anything before we adjourn? Yes, birthday boy.
Go ahead, Rhonda.
Yes, Ms. Nguyen.
The Township of Lebanon would like to express its severe gratitude to Doc Palmer for being a good neighbor and a friend to everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. I just wanted to remind everybody, I just handed out, Dan was quick to print off some hard copies for us to fill out, so you don't have to navigate the online portal for the training on June 14th. And somebody, if you could fill that out, we'd pick that up right now. And then we would be able to, as Dan alluded to, there's opportunity to train, but not if we don't get enough enrollment. So be glad to pick those up. You take a minute, fill those out. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else have anything? Yes, Mr. Moses.
There's 7 or 8 of us who recently just are losing our dog control officer. We're looking for one. If you know anybody who wants to do it for 8 townships, I think. 8 townships.
How much does it pay?
Each township, why, you're interested?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, among all the towns, it's probably about 26,000.
No, I'll pass.
About
A piece?
no,
No.
only in Kaz. Thank you.
Okay, next month's meeting will be in person. No more Zoom.
And that's
Right.
because of the executive order is expiring on June, help me out, Tina. June what?
June 8th.
June 8th. Unless that order is extended, unless there's a resolution or a local law adopted by the Board of Supervisors, there could be no more Zoom. And even if there is a local law adopted, there has to be extenuating circumstances for the participation on Zoom. So something we could talk about, but as of right now, we would be back to in-person meetings.
Back to normal.
effective.
Does that apply to townships too?
Yes.
Everybody?
Everybody in the state.
Yeah, it applies to all
Everybody.
public meetings by public bodies. So yes, committees, towns, everybody.
Okay, so I have one thing. This document right here is the 300-page New York State Climate Action Council's draft scoping plan. That thing right there, each one of you should read it and be very scared. This document, if there's anybody left in the next few years in New York State, will drive the rest of the businesses out of the state. It limits mileage on cars. It does away with, like, if you have a gas stove, you only can replace it with an electric stove. There's a short version. It's the scoping plan, which gives all of the dirty details on what this thing is and what this thing does to the state. It's not good. Zero climate carbon by 2040 for energy generation plants, transition of fossil fuels to electrification in buildings, zero emissions electricity, Enhancement and expansion of transit and vehicle miles traveled reduction. They'll do that by taxing your mileage. You'll pay a tax on mileage. As more people stop driving, the sales tax on gas will go down, so they'll have to make it up someplace. More rapid and widespread end-of-use electrification, higher methane mitigation in agriculture and waste, which means they're going to come after your farm if you're a farmer. These are different scenarios that they put in. 100% bus ZEV sales by 2030. That's all in this draft scoping plan. If you're watching on PAC 99, you should get on your computer and read that. And this should scare everybody because they are going to do a number on New York State and it is going to cost you a fortune. You have until May 22nd, if you read this, to put in any comments. So I would suggest that you read it and put in your comments. We are not the same in rural New York State as they are in the cities. And this is where this document is coming out of, and it will change our rural landscape forever.
John, isn't there, they want what, 1,000 megawatts of solar in each county, which you're talking 5,000 to 7,000 acres
Yes.
of, and we know that there's a lot of counties in the Adirondacks that aren't gonna be able to, you know, that are state land, that you aren't gonna be able to do it.
Right.
And so, and, you know, reading in shortage of dairy products within the next 5 to 10 years. And whoever thought that would happen.
Bill and I were talking about it earlier. And I've heard this at NACO. You know, we've traveled around for NACO, been out west. We get a lot of western counties in NACO. As the western states burn up and there's droughts, Texas, California, Arizona, New Mexico, all of that. One thing is a common theme, that the Northeast has abundant fresh water. So as the drought continues, we all know what's going on with Lake Mead, with the reservoir and everything else. People will be looking for fresh water. And whether it's marginal farmland or good farmland, these people in Albany in this climate change leadership committee want to put farmland into these solar panels. And that's bad news. As Dave says, we're looking at kind of a food shortage as it is. Why do you want to cover the fresh water where we all admit that there's fresh water with solar panels? There's got to be another way. 85% reduction in emissions below 1990 levels, 40% reduction in emissions by 2030, 100% zero emissions electricity by 2040, 70% renewable electricity by 2030, 9,000 megawatts of offshore wind by 2035, 6,000 megawatts of distributed solar by 2025. This is what Dave's talking about. These are the 1,400 acres of solar panels that are going to go into Fenner. And I've got somebody approached us, Mr. Bernard and myself, our two towns, to put in a 400 or a 48 megawatt, 480 acre solar panel farm in our two towns. 3,000 megawatts of energy storage by 2030. That's the batteries on street corners and all that kind of thing, which they're talking about as the future. 185 TBTUs on-site energy savings by 2025. This is called their commitments to climate justice and just transition. It's going to be a transition, all right. Everybody run for the hills and out of New York State.
Chairman, can I add a couple things?
Yes, ma'am.
For those of you who think that I don't know what I'm talking about, okay, go to the meetings, talk to the people that are actually implementing this law. It is an unmitigated disaster for New York State because the states around us are not going to do it. So if I own a factory that uses natural gas, like Mary's fiance, to recycle paper, I cannot use natural gas anymore. They're going to move to another place where they use natural gas. Okay, so it's going to be a huge detriment to New York State, especially the population. The rest of us are going to be left holding the bag. Okay, here's a couple of quotes I want you guys to listen to. It doesn't matter what is true. It only matters what people believe is true. Paul Watson, co-founder of Greenpeace. We've got to ride this global warming issue. Even if the theory of global warming is wrong, we will be doing the right thing in terms of economic and environmental policy. Timothy Worth, president of the UN Foundation. So if you think we're not getting lied to, then you're living under a rock. This is please download that information and read it. It's going to take a long time, but unless you read that, you're not informed. Okay, this is a real problem. The only way to fix it is at the voting booth, in my estimation, because we're not going to make these people believe that they're wrong when they're wrong. Okay, so this is real stuff, and I'm really concerned. You know, owning a company in New York State, talk to the people of Mackney. You've got Revere Copper. They're going to disappear. Okay, Remington's going to disappear. Everybody's going to disappear because you can't afford to do business here, and we're going to be drinking out of recycled paper straws and putting tens of thousands of acres of solar panels on the ground around us that are not recycled. Okay, and they're full of heavy metals. So we need to get this information to our constituents so that they can vote these people out, or at least have them change the law to something more common sense. It's real. It's not political. Okay, it's ones and zeros. It's the truth. So I'm with John. Everybody in this horseshoe should be scared to death. Really.
Oh, Bill, go ahead. But you were saying they're recycling wastewater for drinking water?
Yeah. San Francisco now is purifying wastewater and putting it back into drinking water.
Have a cup of that.
No, thank you.
Can you send a link out so we can?
It's at the New York State Climate Action Council, and I can forward it to Christine, who can send it out.
Okay,
Because I have
thank
them
you. Yeah.
down in PDF.
You know, this stuff needs to come in as a transition, but it's going to take a long time to transition, not ram down everybody's throat by 2035. There's just not enough money. They don't understand the rural landscape. It's impossible to, you know, they're so far ahead of the curve, they're out of the ballpark. You know, Jim Cunningham's our expert on landfills. He's dealt with that stuff for years. That's his profession. And, you know, we've got issues with our landfill, and these are only going to exacerbate our problems that we have as they try to clean up, you know, what they're talking about. Yes, Rex.
Mr. Chairman, my understanding is now there's 480 acres between Sullivan and Lennox. That's, what was the megawatts on that?
48.
So as soon as they cross the 20 megawatt threshold, the state takes over the siting.
Yes.
So there's really nothing the two of you being local officials can fight this off with. It's just going to
We'll
happen.
see.
Well, theoretically.
But they cite it. They take all local control away from you. They will tell you what you're going to take for a pilot, and they will tell you what you're going to assess it for. So essentially what's gone on is that the people of the state voted in home rule in New York State. That's where their codes and zoning, they wanted to push codes and zoning onto everybody. And the state voted for home rule, and that should fall under home rule, under codes and zoning. But under Governor Cuomo's reign, he decided to put this commission together because the solar panel people were having a hard time and decided to take it out of the locals' hands. There is a lawsuit going on, but I don't know where that's at pertaining to the home rule.
That's basically on the seeker, I think, John, right now, that lawsuit, and they did pass it through the Senate. Not, I might be saying it wrong, but not to put solar panels on viable farmland. So what do you call viable farmland? That's, you know, so this is through New York State Senate.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to go to the assembly. So, yeah, there's a lot, like you said, John, there's a lot to worry about. And like you and Bill were saying, we got fresh water, and, you know, contrary to popular belief, New York's got some of the best land in the nation. So,
oh, they shut down a new plant down near New York City where, you know, they tend to be more liberal. Why'd they close that thing down? You know, repower it. Or dump another one right up north next to the other two that are there. There's never been a problem up there, and that'll take care of all the energy
Well,
needs of New
they
York
closed it
State.
down.
And
Right.
it's clean.
Right, they closed it down because it doesn't, it is zero carbon footprint, but it has the nuclear word on it. And people think of Chernobyl, and which was run by the Russians, for God's sakes. So that's probably the best answer is actually nuclear.
One more thing,
John, what-
Mr. Chairman,
Oh,
I'll stop after this. You could go on and on about this all day. When I first started looking into this, it took me about 25 minutes to figure out just with the internet, how valuable that is or how, whatever. The last nuclear power plant was built in 1971 in this country. And that is, like Matt says, a complete zero carbon footprint. If they want to solve the energy problem, that's the way to go, but they don't want to hear that. So
Technology's come so far.
What
Lord.
did you say the cutoff date is? Did you say May 22nd?
May 22nd is the cutoff for comments on this. Here's the document. This is the short version, but it is a 300-page, scoping plan. There it is. So your constituents should read it. You need to go back and get on your websites, which you all have, and ring the bell.
Chairman,
Yes, sir.
should or could we do a resolution opposing it? Countywide?
We can, but it'll be next month. It's after the comments close.
Our meeting's still going on right now, aren't we?
Yeah, you gotta wait. You have to- There's a provision to waive the rules in a meeting.
One day I didn't bring my.
Yeah, I got my
Here.
book here. So there is, I think if 2/3 of the board is okay with it, we can waive the rule. We can waive the rule. Who's got their board rules? I don't have mine over here.
Well, I have the board rules.
Tina's got it.
I have John's board rules, but mine are like annotated. I can find stuff in a second.
It's under waive.
That's 24, 24.
Yeah, you could do it. I think if 2/3 of the board agrees. to the meeting.
Special meeting, maybe waived by a 2/3 majority.
I had it right.
Yeah, good to mark. The rule may be waived by a 2/3 majority of the weighted vote of the board, except in the case of a resolution to amend a rule of the board. And the motion may not be tabled. So yes, if 2/3 of you vote to pass out, to waive the rules to do that resolution, you can do it.
So it's a 2/3 vote?
Yes. Emily's got the,
Okay, so you gotta have the sheet with 2/3 on it.
Emily's got the 2/3.
Got it?
I got the calculator.
Is this
Okay,
something we,
2/3?
is this something we-
Everybody's vote changes on
is this something we want to do?
Well, you
Yes.
can do the vote and see.
Yeah,
Okay,
true.
give me that, and I'll read. Give me the calculator over here. Okay, this is 2/3? Okay.
What is this resolution that we're proposing? What is the language of it? What are you saying?
As hearing over what's going around the room, people talking about it, of course, you didn't hear from everyone, but I would assume that the vast majority of people were opposed to what the state is proposing, and we have till May 24th to make comments to the state. I thought this would be a good time for the county, if we want to, as a county, want to oppose this new law. This would be the time to do it, because June is too late.
I think we put in there that they should hold the comment period till at least December 31st, maybe. Okay. All right, on a 2/3 vote, everything changes. So Brookfield will have 52, Kaz 139, DeRuyter 32, Eaton 104, Fenner 35, Georgetown 20, Hamilton 132, Lebanon 27, Lennox 175, Lincoln 41, Madison 61, Nelson 40, Smithfield 26, Stockbridge 43, Sullivan 347. Oh, I love that number. Oneida 62, Roberts, Oneida 62, 456 51, and 456 51.
So that's on the motion.
It's on a 2/3. That's on the motion to to do a resolution, waive the rules. So, yes, sir.
I said I'd shut up, but I will after this, I promised. I spoke to a friend of mine who works in the coal mines forever out in Wyoming, a lifelong friend. they're taking these down now, these wind turbines, and they're trying to find a place to bury these huge fiberglass blades. So they approached his coal company. It's kind of ironic. They're taking coal out of the ground. Said, well, you can bury them in the ground at your corporation. And what happened, what it come down to was EPA advice said, we're not going to cover you environmentally. If there's ever a problem, you, the coal company, is going to be, and you're going to be liable for this. So of course they said no. So now they got these piles of blades out there. They got no place to put them. Nobody wants them. They don't know where to bury them. So it's a huge, back to the landfill issue. It's a huge issue out in Wyoming right now. There's a lot of them coming down.
It's similar to what we're talking about. So you want to go off of that? Well, it's not only that, but like Matt and I were talking earlier, that, we're trying to do away with coal and this clean energy, and China and India are building new coal-fired plants at a record pace. So what are we doing? I guess, Scott, you just told Mark that Delaware County's got something similar to what we're trying to do here. I think Mark, we just want to try to find it. Yes, Bill.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to at least put the resolution, what we're going to say in the resolution for a vote. I mean, that's, instead of just voting on a resolution to oppose it, I think it ought to
Right.
be.
I think that's what we wanted to do. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Walrat.
I don't know, if Tina would have to weigh in on this, but couldn't we, vote to have a resolution and authorize the sending of upon approval? I mean, does it have to be finished right now?
Could just take a.
You could do a little draft outline of it.
Correct.
Well, you could do that, or you could take a 10-minute adjournment and.
And could I suggest you consider wording in there beyond extending the comment period to December 31st is something to mention and not only it's not unique to Madison County, but our rural landscape. I think that's an important factor that, that whether we agree with, the climate change and how aggressive we have to be on that, the impact is going to be greater in rural areas when we have less options for travel and how we conduct business. I think that would be an important part of that resolution.
Is everybody okay with taking 10 minutes to give Mark time to get that?
Should we have the vote on waiving the rules first to see if that passes?
Yep. Okay.
I
So I need a motion.
I make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Moses, seconded by Mr. Walrod. Is there any discussion on waiving the rules for this? No? All in favor, signify.
Roll call, it's 2/3.
Oh, roll call.
Corbin,
Yes.
Zupan,
Yes.
Bossberg,
Yes.
Moses,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Walrod,
Aye.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Wynn,
Yes.
Pinard,
Aye.
Drury. Aye. Reuter,
Aye.
Cunningham, Stokes,
Aye.
Stefanski,
Yes.
Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh,
Aye.
Roberts,
Aye.
Maglioka. Is gone. So it's a no vote. And then Du Bois. Aye. All right, so 1,449 ayes.
Okay, carried. All right, Mark found the resolution. He's gonna get enough to hand out, so everybody take a look at it. Get back here in 10 minutes.
Did it go as easy as I would? And then that's just regular, that's a regular. This is to waive the rules. And now the new resolution, for the new resolution. As long as I have these, then I can figure it out.
Yes, yes. So to be like, we're gonna add resolution 50.
Mark, can I have one?
She needs one. I need one too, please. Thank you. Is it gonna come to planning?
No, it can come wherever, because you're just waiving the rules, so there's
Oh,
no
no.
real committee. I guess you could put it under
We
planning.
already- So it just.
That's Delaware, yeah. And they had a whole separate comment, one that, it wasn't a resolution, but it was the comments.
So this would be Cliff bringing the resolution.
Mhm. Yeah, Cliff is telling me.
Well, our farmland protection board should be right up in arms about this whole thing.
So are we gonna do this resolution?
Yeah,
Did you
well, I
like
think
it?
we're gonna modify it a little bit. Let them read it. Let everybody read it.
I just grabbed it, yeah, I didn't grab all the comments though. I just see the one right here. Can I see that? This is all, that's all I'm doing. The comment one.
There is rural needs. It's on the back, Mary, it's on the back. Next to the last, therefore be it resolved.
Yeah, we gotta try to do that, yeah. If there's anything else to see.
What's that? Yeah, I think we should extend, they should extend the close of the public comment period to December 31st, 2022. I think the rest of it looks pretty good.
Basically says opposition. Going to drastically hurt rural people more than urban people. Farmland, actually, if you look at the actual carbon footprint of farmland, it's not what it should be. Really look at it. Now that it's non-stop. And the other one that Paul said, that no local people are involved in the local permanent bucks. Yeah, that's not.
But natural gas is a renewable energy, and we're not going to allow any new buildings to be hooked onto natural gas. I mean, it makes no sense.
Well, one of the things we want to do with our landfill is sell that
Capture it in.
natural gas into the pipeline, and now that's going to stop that. I mean,
Right.
That's another option we'll have to look at and not doing.
It
That's
makes-
ridiculous.
It makes no sense.
One of the things that a lot of communities are doing, nuclear carriers have a nuclear plant on them. There are communities now looking at putting in, like Madison County would have its own small nuclear facility and empower the whole entire county. And that's becoming more and more prevalent. It's doesn't produce anywhere near the green problems that we have today. I think the county ought to look at that, or a tri-county type of thing. Put in a small nuclear reactor and take care of ourselves up here, instead of covering our land with solar panels. And first, they ought to cover Central Park with solar panels and every skyscraper down there.
Westchester County. See how many people holler about that.
Yeah.
Jim, what would the footprint of that be? I mean, as far as a small.
Look at a nuclear sub, how small they are. They would easily take care of the city of Oneida needs. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be that much bigger to take care of all of the county. And so, I mean, it's a way to go for the future. I
December
believe.
31st.
No, I agree with that. I just didn't know, how big of a.
Thinking about your house, Dave.
Well, that's
There's
fine.
enough room about that size.
Well, we could do it out back.
Yeah.
Rex.
Is biggest part of the economy in Madison County is agriculture. Am I correct on that?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
correct.
By a lot, right? I mean, it's not close.
It's by a lot. Well, it's actually, we're the largest employer, local government, but agriculture is the largest business.
And that's true throughout the state of New York, I think, right, Dave?
But as food supplies tighten up and water is more scarce out west, even the marginal farmland is going to be needed here. Okay, does anybody have any ideas how they would like to change this? You want to do it straight out the way it is? I think we should change,
Add another
be it further resolved that the state's timetable for comments should be extended to December 31st, 2022.
And then just change all the Delawares to Madison.
Yeah, and change all the Delaware counties to Madison. Everybody okay with that? Okay, I'll make the motion to do those changes to this resolution. Who seconded it? Dave Jones seconded it. Any other comments? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Okay, on the resolution as changed. Any comments? All in favor signify by voting aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay, now, thank you, everybody, for that, and still read it. Motion to adjourn, and Pete's Cake's in the other room, so.
We have a
Mr.
GLC meeting in the county attorney's conference room.
Okay, Mr. Moses, second for adjourn. Mr. Reuter, we're adjourned.
Okay.